Okay, starting in 3, 2, 1. Okay, as per usual, this is going to be another one of these unscripted, just random rant videos. Again, coming from my little bunker here in the middle of nowhere. As you could probably tell by the title, I'm going to be talking about Colin Kaepernic, I'm going to be talking about LeBron James, I'm going to be talking about pretty much all of these celebrities that are getting on the pro-China train. Specifically also the ones that take political stances for ethical reasons. Alright. First off, taking a political stance for ethical reasons these days has more or less become kind of a fad. It's not only become a fad to increase one's personal standing, but it's also become a fad to increase one's personal wealth. Specifically speaking, I'm pretty sure anybody who follows the sport will know that Colin Kaepernick was more or less a bench warmer until he started his entire anti-America, we have a problem campaign. Alright. But where does the title of the video come in? Colin Kaepernick loves himself some slavery. And why would I say that? Well, quite frankly, because Colin Kaepernick is endorsed by Nike, and has endorsed Nike, and has taken money from Nike. Now, what's wrong with Nike, you might ask? Oh, nothing, so long as you don't mind slave labor. Now, I don't know how many people have been paying attention to the situation in China right now. I'm assuming quite a bit, because I've heard of it, which means that someone's talking about it, obviously. I'm not in China right now, so I have to be getting this information from somewhere, and at the moment, the somewhere is not from direct experience. But from the reports I have read, from some of the evidence that I have seen, basically what's going on is that the Chinese government has been taking political dissidents, religious dissidents, what have you, anybody who is considered a problem by the state, and has effectively been putting them in concentration camps that produce labor, for the most part. Labor and compliant citizens. One of the companies that uses this labor is Nike. Now, I believe we have a word for forced labor without pay. Starts with an S, ends with a Y. I'll go ahead and let you figure that one out by yourself. But the point is that Colin Kaepernick is here saying that, oh, America's so horrible because we had bad things happen in our past. Well, what about the bad things happening in the present? What about them? They don't matter, do they? Not as long as he is getting money for it. So apparently, Colin Kaepernick has no problem with slavery so long as he's the one getting a paycheck from it. Simply put. Now, the next thing I'm going to hear is, but Mr. No One, he's just one man, what can he do? Well, that's a very good question. He's one man who happens to be a millionaire athlete with a horde of screaming fans behind him. A horde of screaming fans in America who vote. Just throwing that one out there. This man has access to more resources than most people will ever see in their lifetime. And so he actually can do a couple of things. But the fact of the matter is that he just doesn't care. It's all posturing. It's all about him. And it's the same thing with LeBron James. You know, I really don't follow sports that much, so obviously I'm not the person who marketers are looking for. But the fact of the matter is that I'm looking at this guy and he's sitting in front of a camera talking about how, oh, you know, the Chinese government are such good people. Again, such good people that are abusing, enslaving, oppressing their own people. Good people? That's good people? The hell are you talking about, man? These celebrities, I've been saying it for a long time, to a lot of people, to who anyone will listen. And the fact of the matter is that these people don't care. They're getting a tremendous amount of money. They have more influence, more resources than most people ever dream of having, and they do nothing with it except enrich themselves. Or at the very least, they don't practice what they preach. They're hypocrites through, and they profit off of the misery of others with one hand, and then pretend to be virtuous with the other. The fact of the matter is is that Colin Kaepernic does not care about human rights. He does not care about oppression. And I will never think or believe that he does until he cuts all ties with companies that actually support and profit and then give him money that is created through oppression, slavery, and otherwise abuse of human beings for the sake of cheap labor. That's the video. This is going to be a short one. Usually I rant for a little bit longer, but it's late at night. I've got projects to work on. I've got about 50 pounds of lumber out there that needs cutting, measuring, sawing, and then shaping to one degree or another. So I'm going to get right on that. You all have a very nice day, and remember, listen to no one.